Are you ready?
Sunday sit down.
Yeah, it's time for Sunday to sit down.
Sunday sit down.
I still don't understand what that intro is in regards to the human brain. But hi, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday Sit Down, and I might be in like full 1080p, maybe even 4K. I got a new computer. It's really wild. I'm looking at myself in perfect clarity. Oh gosh, what a weekend! Can everybody hear me? Okay. Okay, good. I actually don't know if you can. Good evening, everybody. Tyler. Hello, my friend. Interglobal. How are you, my friend? I'm doing well. I hope you are too. I hope you had a fantastic weekend because we got a lot to talk about. Mattis. I hope everything is well in the great white north. Johnny. I hope everything is well in the great northeast. And the great white northeast is where Tyler is, so it's all, it's all, yeah. You can see, look, my beard's, it looks even more white than it normally does on this definition. What did I get, Johnny? There's like 3 piles of stuff right here. It's not just like, you don't just simply ask me what I got. No. All right, well, before we get into the craziness that was this weekend, I do want to talk about the thing that is over my left shoulder, which is right behind me here. Infinity Gauntlet. Next week, next Sunday night, Sunday Sit Down Book Club resumes with Infinity Gauntlet, the epic from Marvel Comics. Oh, come on, I got it. It's this hand. The epic from Marvel Comics, Jim Starlin, Ron Lim, George Perez. If you've never read this is the perfect time to, because we're going to have an epic discussion. Hey, Alonzo's in the house, and Lamar is in the house. Dying times here. So next week, we're going to do a discussion about Infinity Gauntlet. Feel free to also read Thanos Quest, which is the prequel to Infinity Gauntlet. And we'll talk about this, as well as we'll talk about the impact it had on Marvel Comics, as well as we'll talk about the future impact that it had on the MCU with all of the greatness that was the first 9 phases or whatever it was. Anyway, so that's next weekend on Sunday Sit Down. Got a couple guests lined up, and that's going to be a fun discussion. That is. Let's say hello to some other friends. I don't need some Just for Men. This is the quality that is my beard. Nobody has ever said, Dave, your beard doesn't have any class. Your beard doesn't have any character. All right. Did Dave get a Turok 1 gold foil? No. Somebody else got one of those. His name's Teach. Lamar. Alonzo. You meant the new computer. Oh, yes. I got a nice iMac 16-inch that we'll be editing video on for the foreseeable future. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening. Hello, my friend. Captain Crockpot in the house. We're all assembled. We're getting together. So, also pimping my new Jar Jar shirt. Yeah, you can't stop it. That train does not have brakes. Oh, Misa don't have no brakes. All right, so couple other things, just 2 other things. One, if you didn't watch, I posted the sequel, the second part, the finale for the video this morning where I bought a 11,000 or 10,000 plus comic collection, 53 short boxes. I dropped that video this morning, so watch it after this tomorrow morning. Give it a like, give it a comment, say hello. Say hello to heaven. And then Wednesday, I will not be live on YouTube. I'll be live on Instagram, West Coast Wednesday with Grails, doing another one. And then I'm taking next week off. So no West Coast Wednesday on YouTube for 2 weeks. And I'm not going to apologize because Dave needs to do what Dave needs to do for Dave. All right. Dave, are you halfway to full Moses? I am. Let my people go when Moses was in Egypt land. All right. Well, Trip did spoil the surprise. I did get a fully intact taxidermy Gungan. Yes, I went to George Lucas. I went to his studios where he houses all of the former Star Wars props, and I stole a Gungan. All right. So I was in Portland this past Thursday and Friday on a comic buying trip. Now, there's a lot to unpack. I picked up a lot of stuff. I went to a lot of stores. I'm going to just run through the stores that I went to. If you're in the Portland, Oregon area, and I know a lot of you are that follow this channel, or in the Northwest in general, I Like Comics in Vancouver is probably one of the craziest stores you'll ever see in person. You walk in and their like first little case in the front has a X-Men 1. What else was it? There was like an X-Men 1 graded, there was an AF-15, there was an ASM, and then there was like TMNT first print graded. They have a lot of cool things to look at. They have plenty to buy too. And they have their bins are 50% off, and they have a lot of keys in there and stuff like that. Tyler, no, I didn't really do a lot of filming. I filmed one store that I'm going to talk about, and then I'll probably post like a little walk through their store as just like a little video. But yeah, I didn't feel like filming a lot. Just didn't, So you've got I Like Comics. You've got Excalibur Comics in Portland proper. And the cool thing about Oregon, if you don't know, if you're not up on your state sales tax laws, no sales tax. So stuff's always going to end up being cheaper than it would anywhere else by default because you're not paying taxes. And I did not film Dave. Dave's asking about Fallout Comics. So Fallout Comics was the last story we hit on the way out. And I was down there with homie Criterion Comics, and Fallout Comics is the weirdest place. Like it's literally in the basement of a building, and the dude's, he's nice, he's just eccentric, like more eccentric than most comic book stores, most comic book store owners, I should say. And Fallout's got tons to dig through, and cash is king there. So if you bring cash, you'll end up getting a deal. So Fallout Comics, I Like Comics, Excalibur Comics, which probably has the most organized, extensive, they have the most extensive organized back issue bins you'll ever find, plus the entire parameter of the store is all trades and hardcovers. And then there's Cosmic Monkey, which I hadn't been to in over a year. And I actually found them to be a lot better than the first time I was there. They're probably the biggest store in Portland proper for square footage. And they have, basically like pretty much anything you could be looking for in a hardcover or trade paperback. They have almost 2 rooms of back issues. They have keys on the wall. They have merchandise. They have posters, all that cool stuff. So there's Cosmic Monkey as well. But I lived in Portland for 9 months, and y'all know I like the weird stuff, the independent, the stuff you don't see in everybody's store. No, I did not go to Comics Adventure this time. I didn't go to Tasty Cat, which is now Cloud 9. Yeah, Fallout Comics. Fallout Comics was where I got that crow set where Dave spotted it on the floor in a box next to the couch. It's that weird. But my favorite comic book store in Portland, which is actually in a new location, is Floating World Comics. They used to be in downtown Portland. They split their location with a record store, and then they got into publishing. They're an independent publisher now, but I think the biggest person that they kind of broke on the scene was Charles Forsman, who did a book called Revenger, but he went on to do the end of the fucking world, and then I forget what the other one is called. Which that's the thing. Like his stuff got picked up by Netflix. He's a fantastic comic book creator. But Floating World, what's up, Derek? Derek Bishop. Derek, check out my new shirt. I think you might know. So Floating World has to be the greatest comic store that pushes independent creators and self-publish and also publish their own. It's absolutely amazing, but they do a lot of importing, and I'm going to show off. That's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start off with my haul from Floating World. Thank you, Jason. Floating World, very eccentric stuff can be found there, but a lot of mainstream creators can be found there as well. Sorry, I'm a little unorganized. All right. For example, we're going to look at this first. 20 reprint classic posters from Katsuhiro Otomo. Now, if you don't know the name Katsuhiro Otomo or Otomo Katsuhiro, he is the creator of Akira. And if you don't know what Akira is, I cannot help you. But I just want to flip through some of these amazing reprinted posters that I got at Floating World. I could have spent, honestly, thousands in there. But that would have been a crazy move. So this is just 20, check that out. These are, some of them are printed on kind of regular poster paper. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to show you all this because this is a fold out poster, but there's just some amazing pieces of art in here that have been reprinted from original posters that existed in the 80s and I guess early 90s. This is some crazy stuff. And these posters, I'm so glad that they reprinted stuff like this. Okay, I've run out of room. But if you are a Akira fan or just an Otomo fan, you get 20 posters. Kaba, you get Short Piece, you get Steam Boy. We saw so many Akira posters. The MC Escher, you guys can't see that, but the MC Escher one down here. How do I get so lucky to be one of these amazing Sundave sit-downs with West Coast Avengers? I joined one of the book clubs. That's where I have most of my guests on. Joshua. Everybody follow Marvel Madness because he's awesome. It's not Wolverine. Yeah, Katsuhiro Otomo, I don't think would be doing anything Wolverine-based. Well, thank you, Joshua. Yeah, that was dope. All right, so let me go through this because... So what Floating World also has is just, like I said, a lot of self-published comics, screen-printed stuff that people will contact them or they'll reach out. And this is just something called Drippin' from Lawrence Engraver. And I don't know how much of this I could show because a lot of the self-published stuff in there is definitely skewed towards the mature audience's side. But this is just really abstract, weird stuff. But it's an absolute, you can find some of the coolest stuff at the store that you've never heard of, but flipping through it will give you an idea. Exactly, Dan. It is pretty trippy. Let's show this other one before I go through some of this other stuff. Oh, where did it go? No, it's under here. Okay, so this is somebody that I'm very aware of. I've bought some of his stuff before. Tetsunora Tawaraya. And he does these beautifully screen printed, weird, gross, horrific comics. And Floating World always carries them. He's very well known. And it's funny because I had some of this stuff. Well, you will learn today. Tripping on Drippin'. I had bought some of this stuff back when I lived in Portland. And when I purged a bunch of my comics, I sold the 2 screen printed ones that I had of his. And I'm not going to make the same mistake. But when I did sell this, I put them on eBay, and somebody, maybe some of you might know this name, but S. Craig Zoller bought my Tawara stuff from me. And S. Craig Zoller, he's a musician. He's a comic book creator. He's also the director of Bone Tomahawk, the writer and director of Bone Tomahawk, Dragged Over Concrete, and Brawl in Cell Block 99. And this is his graphic novel that he released a couple years ago, which I have not read. I'm really excited to read it. But it's called Forbidden Surgeries of the Hideous Dr. Divinius. And he drew the entire thing. So, drip in. Brady, hello. All right, so then coming up next, if you watch Cartoonist Kayfabe, or you've ever watched Cartoonist Kayfabe, you might have heard them talk about Josh Simmons. And Josh Simmons is a independent creator who did a book called Dream of the Bat. It is not your regular Batman book, nor is it an official Batman book. This is a bootleg comic that got a hardcover slipcase treatment. I can probably show some of this, and some of this I probably can't. There's a lot of dick in this, and there's a lot of gore. But if you get a chance to read anything of Josh Simmons's, it's really dope. It's really gross. It's really trippy, and it's fucking hilarious. So, so this contains 3 books. They're collected in this edition, and this is signed and sketched. See, it's Batman. It's Batman's dick everywhere. Anyway, it's got 4 books. Sorry, Mark of the Bat, Twilight of the Bat, Birth of the Bat, and Death of the Bat. Now, I read Twilight of the Bat independent of this book, but I had never read the others, so I'm excited to check this out. Yeah, this is gnarly. This is what independent comic books is all about. It's about creating something different. But I will show you one panel from Twilight of the Bat that'll give you an idea of how gnarly this is. It's the last panel of the story. I might have passed it already. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. That's Death of the Bat. Anywho, that's Josh Simmons. They also had a sticker sheet of his that I picked up. And this is also a big thing. It's also a big thing. The Grail of Bad Dick. Yeah, I mean, this is all about supporting independent comic creators and independent comic stores that rely on anything but new books, to tell you the truth. Although, I will say Floating World does carry all the kind of new comic books that come out, but their basis of the shop is a lot of independent art, independent comics, and all that. Darklaw is the shit. I love Darklaw. Darklaw from Marvel Amalgam. Okay, so then finally, the 2 coolest things that I picked up. I think this was everything I picked up. Yeah, this was everything I picked up from Floating World. I had a really nice conversation with... Okay, this is another thing called Crime Destroyer. Shaky Kane, Jason Miles, Josh Simmons, and Richard Starkings. You might be familiar with Shaky Kane. Josh Simmons did this book. Jason Miles works at the store, and he has a published story in here. I talked to him for a couple of minutes, maybe like 20 minutes. He was really nice. So I was like, he was telling me that he had a story published in here. I'm like, give me. I literally said, I was like, I'll buy it. So I'm excited to read through this. I haven't taken a look through it, but Shaky Kane's pretty well known. And I don't know what these stories are about, but it's called Crime Destroyer, and it looks like this. Why wouldn't I want to read it? Okay, so this is something that Jason suggested I buy. They do have a lot of Mobius stuff in the store, and a lot of it they import from France, and it's not published here. So he said that this is something that he suggested. He said it's known, people talk about it as some of Mobius's best stuff that was never published here. 40 days dans le désert. I don't speak French, but maybe it's 40 days and nights in the desert. Maybe. Anybody? So I'm excited to flip through this. We had a conversation about Mobius. If you don't know Mobius is one of the most influential artists, period, in the last 100 years. His artwork has spanned decades, and it has influenced pretty much every director that made a beautiful movie. No, you're almost there, Tyler. You're almost there with the spelling. So there's yeah, I'm excited for that. Now this, if once again, if you watch Cartoonist Kayfabe, then you know that Ed brought back a bunch of stuff from Japan, including some of these very recent books called Otomo, the complete book works. Now they're doing it out of order, but this is Domu. This is one of his out of print books that he did called Domu. It was released by Dark Horse in the US, but hasn't, I don't think they've released anything about, I don't think they've released this in the last 10 years. It's all in Japanese, so obviously I can't read the story, but I'm going to be excited to just kind of flip through it because in my quest, yes, Mobius did a great Galactus and Surfer comic. And yes, Kayfabe talks about Otomo a lot because he's so influential. I mean, I you know, in the world of manga, he's so influential, but he's so. One of the things that they pointed out is that McFarlane, with a lot of his backgrounds in the ASM run, are taken from the idea that Otomo was doing these photo backgrounds, but putting, I guess, a screen over it to make it not completely look like a photo. But I'm just trying to learn more about manga, and I figure if I'm going to learn to appreciate it, it's going to be from a guy like Otomo. He's a master. So this was all from Floating World, and they're in the Lloyd Center Mall in by the convention center, basketball arena, and all that in the Lloyd Center area. Dans le Desert. Oh yeah, so it's in the desert. 40 days in the desert. I was close. I knew it was something. Okay, so 21 people in the room. I think we do the big reveal now. But first, I wanna get a giveaway started. Just give me 1 sec. I gotta get the giveaway StreamYard tool up. And then once I do that, no, come on. I don't. Okay, here we go. Do that. And all right, so I'm going to give away. We'll start off with this. We'll start off with a fun one. And if you're in Canada, I can't ship this to you. It's going to cost me $20. So I'm sorry, Mattis. This is a reader copy of Batman War on Crime by Alex Ross. And what's up, Jordan? Have I checked out Lone Wolf and Cub? I want to say I read the first 5 issues when I was younger, but I haven't read it in a long time. This is a Batman War on Crime by Alex Ross. And like I said, it's a reader copy. The glue on the spine just got too close to the pages, so it's just not going to be in mint condition. But cool little book. So if you want this, just hashtag Batman, and I'll be happy to give it away. Hashtag Batman on this. So let's show. I'm going to show. This is the giveaway, but I'm going to show off some other stuff. Serious question for you. Thumbnail had 340. Was the Avenger Beta? Are we going to see some Wolverine? I'm not showing anything Wolverine. It's just a fun little thumbnail. But it does have to do with the Grail that I acquired, which is a McFarlane Grail. All right, so let's. Hey, what's up, Mac the Stack? Mac the Stack in the house. All right, so this is going to be the giveaway for Batman. I'm going to show off some more fun stuff I bought. The making of the movie Spawn. I didn't know this existed. It's got some interviews. It's got some words with Todd in it. It's got some production art that I had never seen before. It's got some articles, just kind of general articles on the characters and the plot and all that. But the production art is why I bought this, because there's just some interesting stuff. Like, check out this early costume design. That page shows his back when he's taken, with the scars. I remember seeing that Bigby in this. I'll flip to that in a second. So yeah, check this out. This production art of Spawn, some making, some John Leguizamo makeup tests and stuff like that. So this is just a fun little thing. I got it for, I think, like $4. This I'm excited to read. Comics Review, Volume 1, Number 14. Spidey's origin. This, so I got a Cosmic Monkey for $4. Okay, this is badass. Okay, for anybody who's an art fan and a McFarlane fan, people have talked about this before, and I didn't realize how cool it is and what it is. So it's the adult coloring book, right? But no, this is technically an artist edition because it's all scans from original line art and inked art from Spawn, from McFarlane. There's some Larson in here. There's a couple other artists that are showcased in here. There's a Larson piece. I did find it funny that the cover is a Larson image, even though it says Todd McFarlane on it. But he inked this, so that's why. But yeah, this is scans of original art, and it kind of shows what Todd, still has left from the early days. Like, this is an early Spawn original, and some of the stuff that he was doing in the mid 2000s. But check this out. This is the Wizard cover, which I actually picked up another copy of Wizard 11. And I'm not coloring this. I'm not going to ruin that. Who do you think I am? Huh? But I picked up another Spawn issue 11, and I thought it was pretty cool that they have the original art in here. Don't forget to hashtag Batman to be entered in the giveaway. I'll draw it in, I don't know, a couple minutes. Only got 10 people. So I thought this is a great pickup. I already flipped through this and looked at it. But if you're looking to get just some really nice, without breaking the bank on a Spawn, they have the artist edition. This is a pretty cool thing. And you can also pick up a Wizard 11. Okay. I'm not giving away the Wizard there, Joshua. Don't let I won't let Comic Tim near anything important. Okay. First, I got three big things on this trip. Now, this one, and it is right under here, is something I've been after for a while. I'm going to show it off. But first, let's do the giveaway. How about that? Why don't we draw the giveaway? I'll do the drawing in... Once I got to share the screen. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Screen recording. Sure. We'll share. This new computer is asking me all these questions and all that stuff. Okay, let's share the screen and let's give it away. We only have 13 entries, but that's okay. No judging. We'll do it in 5, 4, 3. Oh, look at that. That's 2, 1. And draw it. All right, who's going to win it? That's for this Batman here. Yep. And it's Captain Crockpot. Hey, I don't have to ship this that far. That actually works out great because it's going to be cheaper for me. All right, I'm just going to write it down because I don't have any Post-its near me. They're in the other room. Crockpot Batman. All right, so here comes the first. Oh, son of a bitch. The first big Grail. You might have seen these before. You may have also never seen these before. Those are two different things. And then we've got this. The Marvel Collectible Classics Chromium Edition. Spider-Man 1. So this is Marvel Collectible Classics number 2. And this was something that they did in the 90s. And they reprinted ASM 300 and they did one of these, and then they reprinted Spider-Man and did one of these. These are extremely hard to find, extremely limited. And man, this is a really clean copy. Everybody's congratulating you, Mr. Captain Crockpot. What's up, Metal Bum? I'm glad that they got to you quickly and safely. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, we're going to show the back in a second, Josh. Don't worry about it. So these are extremely hard to find. This one has a back cover that is to die for. Absolutely to die for. Front cover is your classic, and then this reprints issue 13. I've been after this for a while. the last couple of prices that I saw this sell for ungraded, like this one, $450 and $650, and I actually only paid $250 for it. And this just goes straight into the PC. Another one bites the dust for the McFarlane collection, right in there. What up, Senny? It is shiny. It's very shiny and very hard to find. So if you ever see these, they also did X-Men ones. The X-Men ones are cool, but they are not as cool as the Spider-Man ones because they're not McFarlane. I'm gonna hate you. Possibly. You never know. Hate's a strong word. All right. That's that. Now, that was the first Grail. Let's look at the rest of this stuff, and then we'll get to the big boys. All right. I'm gonna let the anticipation build, because unless you know, there's some people in this room that know what I got, but unless you know, you don't know. I picked this up at I Like Comics. They made a bunch of these. These are just comic carrying case, which I will travel with these, because when I buy comics, I like to keep them safe if I'm flying somewhere. They're only selling this for $10, and they have a whole bunch of them. So if you call up I Like Comics or you go there, they're $10. I thought this was a fun little pickup, a Wolverine vs. Sabretooth 3D comic. Totally opening this and totally going to read this in 3D and then probably get a big headache. Yeah, hate is strong, but let your hate flow. Turn to the dark side. There you go. See? Wolverine, Josh. You see? Wolverine. I picked up this at Cosmic Monkey for $25. One of my all-time favorite ASM covers. Never owned this one before. Now it's mine. Mm-hmm. And, well, let's just show you why I bought this. I think you guys can guess, because why is he opening it up? Oh, the truffle pig smelled some truffles. Mark Chula. Yeah, so it's just a ASM 203 and a Mark Jeweler. Another Todd, because you know what I say, when you see Todd, you buy Todd. Quasar number 14, the Todd cover. Actually, I haven't opened this yet to see the condition. Incredibly bad condition this book normally is, and this is actually a super nice copy. So problem is with these books is the paper stock on the cover was garbage, so they are very susceptible to wrinkling, and this is a different story. This is an actual beautiful copy. See, you can kind of see the waviness in it. I don't know if I can get it on there, but this might actually replace my PC copy. Shuffle. All right, now here's one on the outside. Star Wars Invasion Rescues. What the hell is it? I said the same thing, but then I saw the byline on the bottom. Jesus. There we go. One of only 1,000 copies. I bought it for $5, just figuring maybe it's a $20 book. No, it's like a $200 or $300 book. Who would have known? I guess I did. The Olympians #1, another hidden Todd cover. He only did the cover to this book. This is the only one he ever did, and hidden Todd. I thought this was cool too. I didn't know this existed. I don't know if any of you know this existed. Maybe Manu knew this existed. Spawn presents, Wizard presents Spawn, the special edition. It's a Spawn tribute. I don't know. It's got some pull-out posters. It's got Spawn stuff. It's got, I don't know. I'd never seen this before, and it's a Wizard thing. It's a reader copy. It's not in the greatest condition, but I never seen it before, so now here it is. Ooh, I bet you this was used as evidence in the Tony Twist case, the court case where McFarlane was sued by Tony Twist for, I guess it was defamation of character or whatever, some bullshit. But that proves that, I mean, he did take the name from the hockey player, even though I knew that. But anyway, it's bullshit. All right, here's a fun one. Simon Bisley signed Heavy Metal, and it's one of his classic covers, Julie Strain, and I just figured, why not? It's the biz. It's heavy metal from September 97. I bought, okay, so there's another store I forgot to mention, Future Dreams, which is on Hawthorne. It's a basement store that is like very narrow, and there's just stuff piled up everywhere. The guy in there is nice, but it is a little tough to go in there and really like look through everything. You have to kind of ask, and he'll direct you in a place, but you basically are able to look at 30% of his inventory. It is physically impossible to look at all of his stuff. But this is what is heavy metal? Mattis, heavy metal is like one of the most influential magazines of all time. It's been around since 77 and featured artists. I mean, Mobius and Corbin and Wrightson and Walt Simonson, and everybody has done work in heavy metal. It's Babes. Well, there you go. There's Julie Strain's nipple. Yeah, I can't flip through this because I don't want to get tagged for some type of content that is going to get me kicked off of whatever I'm on YouTube. Mattis, Google heavy metal magazine, and that way you can see some of the stuff. But it is a magazine full of comics, fantasy, horror, sci-fi art, and pretty much every great artist that has ever worked in the comic book medium probably started in heavy metal. Future Dreams, that's what happened when 8 stores become 1. I think that's a song. And then from there, I got this Richard Corbin, The Bodyssey, which I am not going to flip through because it'll just be nudity all over the place. But Richard Corbin, all over heavy metal and his own books. The same guy at Future Dreams told me I should check this issue out, Illustrators, which is a European magazine about illustrators. And this one goes through Alex Raymond, Bob Eggleton, and Jacques Terpent. Now, Alex Raymond, classic Golden Age, Silver Age artist, but I did not ever know, Dave, if you're still in here, if you know this guy, Bob Eggleton, very, very Lovecraft inspired. I mean, he is a Lovecraft artist, apparently, but some of this great painted fantasy art in here, unbelievable. This art is what sold me on the magazine. I'd never seen this art before, and it's pretty amazing. This is Illustrators magazine. It's a European magazine, and I'm afraid to start buying copies of this because they're like $30 an issue because they're European. I Ottawa go, Dave, but want to see this reveal, so definitely or just watch the episode. I mean, it's hard for me to I'll post about it tomorrow, so don't worry. Velociraptor in a spacesuit. So this is pretty dope. Glad I picked it up, and I'm excited to read the article about it. And then I don't know Jacques Terpent, but also just seems like a super talented artist. So this is Illustrators, issue 35. Yeah, so it's got a UK price of £20, which is about $27 or $30. All right, have a good night, Josh. Yeah, it's I'm excited to familiarize myself with him. I found this at Fallout Comics. This is just a cool Dark Horse published Godzilla manga, and I don't know, it's Godzilla. How could I not want to read it? But it has no price on it, which is wild. So I think he charged me $5 for it. I bet you it's way out of print because it's Dark Horse via Viz in the 90s. But that's a Godzilla manga. That would make sense. That would make sense that he worked for TSR Eggleton, because if you look at his art, you can see this being, Dungeons and Dragons and any type of fantasy role-playing game. But yeah, fantastic stuff. So yeah, this was like a very, when I go comic shopping at other stores, I'm usually looking for stuff that I've never seen before. Every once in a while, I buy something that I know I'm just going to flip, which is fine because I'm putting money in their pockets and I'm giving them what they asked for. So, but excuse me, a lot of this stuff is just strictly for me. All right. Let's talk a story. Okay. We're going to tell a story that's going to lead into what I'm going to show you guys. Now, all right. So you guys know that hey, Andrew, hey, Card and Comic Freak, Misa. So you guys missed most of the stuff except the big reveal. The big reveals, and Andrew knows what it is, but he hasn't really heard the story. Okay, so you guys know I do these sales every once in a while with Grails, and they're an Instagram consigner page, but they have 40,000 followers. So when I do a sale with them, it's to move books that don't move on Wednesday. And after my last sale, this guy, Dr. Brady's Comics, reached out to me. And get the popcorn because Trip knows. After the last Grail sale, this guy, Dr. Brady, reached out to me. He's a dentist in Vancouver, Washington. And he just asked me, he said, hey, Dave, the Grails guys told me to reach out to you. I just want to know how it was working with them. And I said, it was great. I did great. I had a lot of fun. I sold a lot of books. And, we just had exchanged pleasantries. And I watched some of his content. He's actually a very funny guy, and his dental content is just as funny. And so this past Thursday, he was doing a sale with Grails, and I just kind of messaged him after I saw him post his preview video, and I just said, "Hey, brother," I was like, "I'm gonna probably be in your city during your sale." I just, I thought that was kind of a fun coincidence, and I said, "Good luck with your sale." And he said, dude, you should come. You should stop by. And, I'm be happy to have you come in and during the sale. It would be fun. And I said, well, look, I'm in town for 24 hours. I don't know if I can, but if I can, I'll make it happen. And so his sale was on at 5:00 on Thursday. And and so I was hanging out with Criterion Comics. We were in Portland, and we went and I was watching a sale, and he had a bunch of original art. And he had 2 McFarlane pages. He had a Ron Lim Infinity War page. He had an ASM 135 and a 4.0. He had an AF-15 graded. He had like 100,000 or more than hundreds of thousands in books and art. And so I had, I saw him posting all that stuff. And I was out to dinner, and I, watched the sale after we left dinner. And I said to John, we should just go. We should just show up. He's probably going to be on for another 50 minutes. So we drove from downtown Portland to Vancouver, about 25 minutes. And I sent Brady a message because Zach, who hosts my sales, was hosting Zach's sales. And I sent them a message. I said, Brady, unlock your door. And they were having problems with their phone. Like, he was having problems with his phone and charging, and the sale kind of was like the energy was waning because he had to put his phone down. And anyway, walk into his sale. I crash the sale. I start live streaming from my camera. I help him finish the show, but not before I snagged 2 pieces of art in a blockbuster deal. Now I'm going to show you one. I've always wanted a John Romita Jr. piece, and I got an Amazing Spider-Man page from issue number 508. It's page 19. I'm assuming it's Scott Hanna doing the inks, but it's John Romita Jr. pencils, and you can see it in this face right here. That's a John Romita Jr. face. And this book's probably about, I don't know, probably 15 years old, this page, 20 years old. And so I was like, yeah, awesome. I fucking got it. No, you know what's coming. I got a Todd McFarlane page from Amazing Spider-Man 308 from his classic run. This issue. Page 13, Todd inking himself. So this is an all Todd page with Rick Parker lettering. Guys, I did it. I got a McFarlane original page. This is it. I'm done collecting. Goodbye. Sayonara. I am done. I'm not really, but I am done. Let's look at this page in its finished form. And let's look at this page in its unfinished form. So the one thing I'm trying to figure out, and whenever I have Todd on the channel, I need to know if that's supposed to be the World Trade Center, because I can't think of any two buildings that are next to each other in New York City that I don't know if he was actually checking photo reference. But yeah, so this is the issue where Mary Jane gets kidnapped and Peter's with, what's her name? Something with a T. Oh no, it's Ginny. And they're trying to figure out where Mary Jane is. And holy shit, I got a Todd page. I got a Todd page. Oh, so yes, I'm so thankful to Dr. Brady and his generosity in working with me on this deal. Now, to be fully transparent, I'll tell you what I gave up for this. Now, one of the other things in this deal came a Ron Lim Infinity War page. Now, if the person who bought that Infinity War page wants to say anonymous, don't say anything. And I won't say anything who it went to, but you are in the room and you know it. But that I gave up altogether for this page. My Fantastic Four 6 in a 6.0, my ASM 6 in a 7.0, and $2,000 cash. Which is a steal in my eyes, because the minimum I see an ASM McFarlane page going for is $10,000 to $15,000. But the value does not, that doesn't matter to me. Like, this is not something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to, make money off this. This is like, holy shit, I'm holding a original page from my favorite artist, from my favorite book. Well, like not this is not my favorite issue of Amazing Spider-Man, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so the Ron Lim Infinity War page, that is a beautiful page with all Thanos and Warlock on it, went to our friend, the Wrenchmaster, Trip, and Trip came and picked it up for me today, and he has it in his hands, and we both kind of got a Grail, a personal Grail this weekend. So it is, yeah, that's what I figured. It's his, even though the Trade Center is not that close to the water, I think that's what it's supposed to be. Thank you. I'm so stoked, Dave. I think I will get this frame, but for now, I'm going to just put it in a portfolio and wait. I kind of ran out of wall space in my house. But yeah, the Underbridge story. All right, so here's the Underbridge story. I didn't realize that Trip was watching the show until he was thinking about, like, he wrote in the comments that he was thinking about claiming it, and I was like, no, because I was literally driving to his office, the sale, to go try and make a deal for this page and that page, and it turned out that Trip was very serious about claiming it, and this is something that I really care about, and I was like, kind of put myself in his shoes, in the fact that, like, as serious as I was about this page, he was about that page. So we worked it out, and I just basically, I said, it's yours for the price that I paid for it. So I paid $3 and he bought it for $3. But anyway, long story short, we both got these pages that we both want. Original art from the Todd father. Yeah. And the coolest thing is, like, it's blue line pencil. I think there is some actual pencil in here that I noticed a couple of lines, but it's more blue line, but it's Todd inking himself. Now, if you're not familiar with, you can flip through the Spider-Man issues or the omnibus from this run, the ASM run, and you can see where there's just like a little style change in some of the issues. It's Todd not inking himself. And Todd actually, I don't think this is a super controversial statement, but Todd's inks are far superior to Todd's pencils. Like his work really shines when he inks himself, because it's just, if you look at a lot of the Spawn stuff that he didn't draw but he inked, it just, there's so much more life to it when he inks his own work. Thank you, Constantine. I appreciate that. This is a huge thing, and this is a foot in the door, right? I have my foot in the door, and it'll be interesting to see what comes to me next. Thank you, JLS. I appreciate it. This is I didn't know, like going into Thursday, driving down to Portland, I didn't have any clue that I was even going to have a shot at something like this. I didn't know he was putting it in the sale. Now, the other page that is in the sale that did not sell because it is very expensive was a page from Hulk 340. It was not a page with Hulk or Wolverine on it. The leader was on it, but I don't care. Like that is a God tier issue, and he has a page from that issue. And I told him, I said, I'm coming after that one next. I told him in nicer terms. I didn't, mean it like I'm coming after it. I was just, wow. I couldn't pass up the chance to this. Like, it's like, okay, sure. This is just an item. This is just a page, but it's only money. Like, money comes, money goes. I got to give money to the government every year. I got to pay my health insurance. I got to pay my car payment. And I don't get to keep my car because it'll die. I don't get to keep my body because I'll die. I sure as hell don't see any results from my taxes being paid. So, when you have the shot to, if you can, within your means, if you have the shot to buy something, and it doesn't have to be of this caliber, but when you have the chance to buy something that you're most likely never going to see again, if it's really going to make you happy, buy it. Because when it comes to original art, and I'm learning this every day because I'm dealing with more and more original art, it doesn't go down in value. The worst it could do is maintain the exact same value. You will never see an original piece of art go from being $10,000 to $2,000. No, it doesn't happen. There's only one of these. There's only one of this page. And so, when it pertains to something that is truly a one of one, and you can, within your means, buy it, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't worry. Once again, within your means, don't go broke doing this, because it's very easy to. I think if this was to have sold on Heritage instead of through his sale, I think it would have sold for over $10,000. I think it would have sold for 15. This is an ASM page. It's like by default, it's a very limited thing. He did 27 issues. No, he did 29 issues. 298, 299, 298 through 326, which is, it's 28. So he did 29 pages. Let's do another giveaway. How about this? All right, let me set that up, and I'll answer your question there, Andrew. Give me one moment just to set this up. Okay. Okay. All right. Are there any notes on the side? Yeah, there's a little bit. This one's a little hard to read, but it says calls the only. I'm not sure what that note means. And then this one says next morning. And then there's one that says Aunt May on bottom right here. I guess he was just denoting who was calling in the notes there. The one that Tripp got has a shit ton of notes on it. OA is one of those things where if you like it, get it, because it likely won't come up for sale again for a long time. Right, JLS. And also, when it does come up for sale, it's going to be 3 times of what you were originally going to buy it at. For example, thank you, Tyler. For example, there was a page, Hulk 343 page that went up for sale on Heritage a couple weeks ago. And I bid like $7,000 on it or something like that. And it's a title page. It was the opening title page. And it went for a little bit more. And then I just saw it for sale for like $2,000 or $3,000 more than what it ended for. So, once you see it for sale and it sells, you're never going to have it at that price again. Very unlikely. At minimum, it'll be a $500 profit that the person's going to make. Yeah, I'm stoked on this. All right, so let's show this giveaway off that I'm going to do. It's just a little print of Surfer and Thing signed by the legendary artist, inker Joe Sinnott. And it's signed up there in silver. Hashtag Surfer. Let's give it away. So I have my eyes set on that Hulk 340 page from Dr. Brady. And we talked about it, and he would like to sell it for cash, but he also does pressing and cleaning and all that. And so I might trade him for some CPR candidate books. Yeah, that was, we got to clink our art together, and I'm so happy that it went to you. I mean, Trip, honestly, nobody else. It wouldn't have gone to anybody else. I would have kept that page for as long as it took to find an affordable Infinity Gauntlet page, but I'm glad that we worked it out, and it's yours, and it's nobody else's. So yeah, I'll give this away. I'll ship that to you, and then I'll show you some other stuff that I picked up, and we'll open some packs. But I've been fortunate enough to have come across some great original art already. And if you all didn't know, the Marvel Spotlight 6-page that I got a couple months ago, maybe it was like 5 months ago. Second appearance of Ghost Rider, transformation, Johnny Blaze into Ghost Rider page. That is currently at Heritage Auctions. It will be going up at the end of June in their signature auction. And whatever that goes for, I'm going to take a big chunk of it. I'm going to put it into the business, and then I'm going to put some in savings. And then I'm going to buy myself another piece of art. And maybe I buy that Hulk 340 page, or maybe I find a different McFarlane page. But this is it. Like, this is what I've been talking about now just for a little while. It hasn't been something that like I've been vocal about getting or being able. It's not even getting it. It's being able to be in a situation where I could get this, because like I said, I've bid on several McFarlane pieces on Heritage, and they go for crazy amount of money, and I can't always spend that. But when it's something that I can like trade a bunch of big books and then throw some money in, that is a lot easier for me. Sometimes, like for example, sometimes these slabs that are $3,000 or $4,000 books, I'm only into for $1,000, and instead of selling them to make a profit, like trading them for this is so much easier for me. It's actually a lot easier if somebody were to like lowball me and I knew I was still making money. The trade was so much easier to make. All right, we've got 12 entries in this Joe Sinnott signed Surfer and Thing print. It's about 8.5 by 11 or so, and be happy to ship that to you. Let's get a couple more entries. There's 25 people in here. Who doesn't want this? Hey, this I'll ship to Canada. I don't care. The package will weigh 4 ounces, but the other thing would have been, like a pound, and then it's going to cost me $17 to ship to Canada. So, hashtag Surfer. Let's give that away. Where's Sketch Card Hive? Where is he? Where's Fausto? Come on, Fausto. Hey. Anyway, I'm just over the top excited and stoked that I can't believe it. Plus the Ramita page is absolutely stunning. It's like almost like a horror page. And Mattis, I love you, but you're not the only Canadian that watches this show. It ain't all about you, honey. By the way, don't forget. Join my Discord. Links are in the description. Link is in the description below. Discord. It's basically a continuation of this chat room. All right. Hashtag Surfer. All right, Card and Comic Freak is subbing in for Fausto. You going Todd hunting for your birthday? Try not to kill the man, right? Oh, you mean looking for books? Well, it's on the floor, Brian. I can't do anything about it. It's over there. It's below. It's alone. Click it. Tyler, are you even in the Discord? You're younger than me, and you have no excuse not to be in the Discord. All right, Tyler. All right, let's give this thing away. Let me share the screen, and let's do that. All right, 14 entries. Fuck it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's draw it. I got him. Who's it going to? What? Dr. Dooms. All right, let me write that one down. Thank you, my friend. Cool. Some Joe Sinnott, baby. Yeah, you should be, Tyler. All right. You can't be a wrench and also expect me to love you if you're not in the Discord. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, I can give you a special. Yeah, there you go. You, Mattis, you can make, if Tyler joins, he could be known as the Dr. Todd or Todd Doctor. So yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel so lucky, fortunate, fateful. I don't know. I'm just like, this is unreal. I've been talking about wanting one of his pieces and getting one of his pieces, and now I have it. And it's like, I mean, it's crazy because this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I want more. Oh man. All right. So also bought this at Fallout Comics, and well, these packs came elsewhere, but this is the Marvel First Covers series. This is a set from 1991. They're kind of cheesy, but I'm pretty sure there is a Spider-Man 1 cover in here. That's unfortunately not how it works because my digestive tract would put that piece out of me within 24 to 36 hours. I'm gonna put it in a portfolio, and then I think I'll get it framed eventually. I just have to figure out where I want it. The problem is with my house, there is no room that is windowless, so I don't mind keeping other stuff out. Like comics take years for non-direct sunlight to damage them, but with original artwork, because it's raw ink on paper, I'm not sure I want to put it up. I'd rather kind of just keep it in a portfolio and look at it whenever I feel like it, because I do have a bunch of original art, and so that's probably the ink. The ink will fade, of course, within time, but not my lifetime. If it's kept away, if it's in direct sunlight, that thing will get destroyed very quickly. They do have UV proof frame glass, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It's a portfolio. The other thing is the stuff that I have framed, I love looking at. This is something I feel like I just don't want it to be out all the time, but I do want to be able to look at it all the time. So yeah, I bought a couple Mobius packs that I was just going to open for funsies. And then I was going to open the 2 DC packs, and I'll open some of this. I'll probably give some of these cards away, but there's some cool Mobius artwork on here. So let's look at that. Yeah, I just, there's people that own covers that are multi-million dollars that have them in frames, and that's all good. I don't know. I've never framed any the only artwork, like original artwork that I have framed is my stuff that Dave Correa did. Whoa, that's not Mobius. Whoa, why was this in the middle of a Mobius pack? Okay. And she's got a 7-pack, 8-pack. So my Dave Correa and Alex Pardee artwork is the only original stuff that I have framed, because those are paintings. And paintings don't go in portfolios. That's just not how I do my paintings. All right, these Mobius packs are fun, but the cards are all bricked. Let's try the DC pack. You'll take that one. I'll make sure to put that in the next package. By the way, everybody who hasn't, hit the like button. And don't forget, this Wednesday, I will not, this Wednesday and next Wednesday, I will not be live on YouTube for West Coast Wednesday. This week, I'll be live on Instagram with Grails, and then I'm taking off next week because I deserve that. Ooh, check that out. The Ray. Oh, it's Impulse, aka Child Flash. These are great cards, actually. Brimstone and Crimson Fox. Who does the art? John Higgins, Hector Gomez. Oh, it's all different people. Now that you got a Todd page, what's on my list? A Wrightson piece, which there is so much Wrightson artwork out there. It's actually not as unobtainable as I once thought it was. It's just I want to pick one that I really love. I want to get a Stephen Platt piece, which is going to be really expensive because his art, there's just not a ton of it out there. Sankiewicz, which also another person like Wrightson who has a lot of artwork out there. I just want to make sure that I get a piece that I really love. More Todd. I'd like to get a Jason Sean Alexander Spawn piece. I'd like to get a Larson Spawn piece, as well as maybe something earlier by Larson. Jim Lee stuff I would love it. It's so fucking, it's not, some of it's not as expensive as Todd, but there's so much Jim Lee artwork I don't want. Like, I want nothing from his Justice League run because I thought it was like him phoning it in. Yeah, I know I could get the UV protection. I mean, most of my stuff is museum quality frames. You got it. No worries, brother. It's yours. Just because you stepped away doesn't mean you didn't get it. Yeah, I'll get a Sankey. BWS would be nice too, but his shit's so expensive. Like, it's almost like the most obscure Barry Windsor Smith piece is more expensive than any Wrightson piece. Because I've looked, like, even some of his Valiant work is super expensive. I want to get a Mike Zeck piece, but if I ever had a chance to get a commission, I think I'd go with a commission of his. His published art, like, some of it I like, but some of it I have no frame of reference for. You know, I wasn't reading it. But Zeck's high on my list. Bruce Timm, I really want a Bruce Timm piece. I love Bruce Timm's artwork. With that, I'd love to get a Darwin Cook, but once, you know, it's no longer being made, so everything that exists is all that it will ever exist. A Romlin piece, a Starlin piece, and a Perez. Well, I have a Perez sketch, so I'm good with that. But yeah, I would say those are some of the names. Sankiewicz and Wrightson are my next two, like, big ones that I will spend big money for. So there's a bunch of other artists. There would be a bunch of specific comics I'd love to get art from. But in modern terms, I'm going to keep buying Otley pages. Currently, I have 3 Ryan Otley pages, 2 Invincibles, and 1 Amazing Spider-Man. But every time I see an Invincible page come up that I like, I'm just going to buy it. Like, that's one of those books. I love Invincible, and you know, I would keep buying pages. Art Adams would be nice, but his shit's also so expensive. His commissions are like $2,000, and that means if his commissions are $2,000, like, his original pages are going to start around there. But I would love to have an Art Adams Wolverine piece, to be specific. But then again, there's other stuff like I would buy, if I ever saw anybody selling an original Wizard cover, I'd buy it. I don't care who it is. I don't give a shit who it is. Silvestri, I own 2 Silvestri pieces, but I really want one from either this most recent Batman book or something from his X-Men days, or Wolverine, because that's my favorite Silvestri, the modern Batman and the old Wolverine. Miller, I'm not even that we I didn't nobody's got that kind of money, brother. Yeah, sketches are the only thing you're gonna get from Miller. His pieces, I mean, are tens of thousands, like at the minimum. His prints, he does as this French company that does like high quality museum quality, oversized lithographs, and they're in the thousands. Uh, Turner would be nice. Turner would be nice, but once again, it's limited supply. But the thing is that Turner did so much stuff for Top Cow that I think might fly under the radar price wise. Simonson would be nice. Simonson stuff, there's a lot of it out there, so you've got a lot to pick from. Price wise, I don't know what his price point is at, but it would be nice to get some Simonson. I'd like to just meet him. He seems like such a friendly guy. But Turner would be nice. I mean, getting one of his Fathom pages would be key. I would totally do that because it's one of those books that he was a big part of. Let's see what this other DC pack holds. It's like, oh, there we go. Maybe there's a Spectra in here. It feels a little bit lighter. Metamorpho looking more like Lex Luthor. Ooh, there's Cyborg. Who's this? Animal. I don't know. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. That is a dope card by Kathleen Thole. And then Cosmic Boy. Lame. Kirby. Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Kirby. There's more Kirby work out there than there almost any other artist, except maybe like, John Buscema or, some of those guys. Kirby stuff goes for a lot, but then you can get some of his stuff that he did in TV work, and it doesn't go for as much. Like if you want just Kirby page is a different story, but having a Kirby piece is not as expensive as people think it is. I was looking at Comic Link, and there were pieces that he did for TV for like production work that was going under $2,000. And if you just want, and that's the thing. I think one of the things to know about collecting original art is there's a couple different levels, right? There's the convention level. There's two levels, right? There's the sketch at a convention level. There's the commission at a convention level. Two different price points. Sometimes the sketches, guys will just do a little quick head sketch. I've done it with a bunch of people, and then I've gotten like sketchbook commissions from Becky Cloonan and Ryan Otley and George Perez. So there's that. And then when it comes to original art, there's commissions that people are selling. So you have chances to get, somebody got let's say a Punisher by Mike Zeck, and then it's $1,000 now on the secondary market. But then original pages or concept art, there's a lot of that. And with Kirby, there's tons of that stuff because he worked in pre-production and TV and concept art. You don't see a ton of Gene Colan. I had a chance to buy a Gene Colan Doctor Strange page, and the person was an idiot, so I didn't buy it, and he knows he's an idiot. And there are some guys like that their pencils look absolutely. I mean, Kirby's pencils look stunning. I mean, his inkers were always. I like Royer as his inker, but Kirby's pencils were absolutely stunning. CC Beck. There's a lot of his art out there. But I don't know how well it goes for under, I don't know how it sells. I've only looked at a couple pieces. Colan on Dracula was pretty amazing. So a lot of those old guys you can find. I would love to get an original Carl Barks painting, but that ship has sailed off to the Never Land. But so there's different levels, but page wise, if you're looking at a guy like Kirby, you might have a better shot getting some of his like Captain Victory, Captain Victory, or some of the stuff he did in the post Marvel era, because you're not going to be able to afford a Fantastic Four page. That's just not how. Nope, not going to happen. But because he did so much artwork, if you're just looking to get into the ground floor, it's kind of like what I thought with McFarlane. I almost bought an Infinity Inc. page, and I'm glad I didn't. Not for any other reason other than the one I got is an ASM page. Next would be to either get a regular Spider-Man page or a Spawn page, but I don't think there's much of the Spawn stuff out there. I think he still kept a lot of it. But yeah, so there's a lot of guys I'd love to have, but realistically, I'm never going to find a Jack Kirby Fantastic Four page unless I find it by buying a collection that just happens to have it. And then I would keep it forever and ever and ever until I needed, thousands of dollars. But I'd love to have a Mark Texiera page. But, oh yeah, they burned it. Well, I didn't know this story, but Marvel did burn and torch a lot of art and throw it out. They used to give pages out during tours to kids. They would let them go into the closet and pick a page of art out and take it home with them. So a lot of the old stuff is lost to so many different, like Eric Larson's house burned down somewhere in his career, but I think before Image started, and he lost a lot of his original art. And Kirby famously didn't get most of his art back, and so it was sold, black market style. And he, then Neil Adams was spearheaded a movement, and Gary Groth backed it to Marvel to give Kirby his art back and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the other stuff I was thinking of is the stuff from the Topps books, and he just did a lot of weird stuff. Not Destroyer Duck, but there's another one I was thinking like and then some of his, when he went back to DC, I think a lot of that artwork survived. But where do all these kids with stolen art live? They're not kids anymore. They are older than me. They're if you got art if you were a kid in the 70s, you're not a kid anymore. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have a Sam Keith piece, but he kept a lot of his art, and then his rep, who, when he wants to sell pages, that stuff goes for a lot of money. But I'll buy what I can within my means. But this let's just show it one more time. I'm gonna show it again and again, but an original page from ASM 308, Todd inking Todd. And God, I love this. The more I look at it, the more I love it. Let's open up a couple packs of this. Let's see what first covers I get. And then I'll do another giveaway. But yeah, I will say this. It's not a cheap thing to get into original art, but buy if you can find some, buy it when you can, Black Panther #1. I wish it was a series 1 box, but I have an original color hold from this and painted page from Panther's Prey, Don McGregor. I ended up getting it for $10. Sleepwalker 1, game over, I win. Greatest card. There it is. I'm getting it graded. Oh, Jesus. Opening packs on this show just doesn't feel right. I feel like I should be doing it on Spidey's channel. But if you guys like, these are fun cards to open because they're just scans of original covers. Why? Nobody ever read this miniseries. Raise your hand if you ever read the Saga of the Submariner. It's probably reprints anyway. Wolfpack, Cloak and Dagger. What is this? Secret Wars 2 #1. First appearance of Arthur Harrow. Actually, his first appearance is not in that issue. Shadow Masters. What is this? Punisher, No Escape. God, Namor, Damage Control. All right, there we go. Thanos Quest. Hey, pop off in the chat if you're excited to talk about Infinity Gauntlet next week, because I know I am. I really hope y'all join, because it's going to be an epic discussion talking about, it's going to be I was talking to Trip about this today. Infinity Gauntlet's going to be probably the most nerdy, comic-centric talk, because there's not a lot to relate to in Infinity Gauntlet on a personal level. I'm not trying to court death. I am not looking for ultimate power in the Infinity Gems. I just really love that as a comic book series. Tyler, you have 7 days. It's 6 issues. Read it. All right. What? I don't want. Okay, this is the same pack over and over and over and over and over and over. Ugh. I just want the Spider-Man 1 cover, man. Come on, man. Oh, dude. Thanos Quest is so good. It's like he's such a piece of shit in that. I love it. I love it. Listen, if anybody comes on my channel and pronounce it Thanos, I will kick them off instantaneously. That's all. Power Pack number 1. Human Fall. Bigby. I just sent you that comic. Bigby. Big Strange Tales. Oh, what do you do when Silver Surfer's coming? Got to call Galactus. Got to call Galactus. He is the intergalactical warrior. You've got to call Galactus. And Thanos is coming. And then we're going to talk about the very few similarities between Infinity War and the MCU and Infinity Gauntlet, the story, because there aren't that many. It is peak cosmic storytelling, 100%. Plus, it's just, it's kind of fitting. I love Ron Lim and I love George Perez, and Perez left the book because he couldn't make the deadlines on it, so Lim kind of took over. But it's like everything that Jim Starlin created all coming to a head. Obviously, he didn't create all the characters, but Starlin created Thanos. Starlin created, I believe he created Death. He created a lot of the periphery characters in the cosmic universe. He really did a lot of good stuff with those characters that he didn't create. And so it's so good. Yeah, me too. The Human McFly. Spectacular Spider-Man cover number 1. X-Men Avengers. Deathlock featuring the Joe Jusko badass cover, which I got to see this original art in person at the museum in Portland, the OMSI, Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. Vision and Scarlet Witch number 1 and New Warriors number 1. These cards are horribly off-centered. And plus, if you're in your early 40s or late 30s or mid 40s, the Infinity Gauntlet was like the moment in the 90s. Like that was the best story that Marvel ever put forward. Secret Wars be damned. I don't care. Like that Infinity Gauntlet's better. Hawkeye, Nightcat, Nightcrawler 1, the Nom. There's something happening here. But it ain't it exactly clear. I said, stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. I didn't know all the lyrics, but that's a Vietnam song. I said, stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round. Damage Control number 1, Marvel Saga number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. Has everybody seen Guardians yet? Yeah, that's a very unique pose for Tarantula. We almost never see the Tarantula in that pose. Where's that card? Where is it? There it is. Yeah, we never see the Tarantula in that pose. It's so unique for him. These are fun, Sean. Sean, did you see? Well, we'll go through it. Buffalo Dave Field. That's me. The Stan Lee one. Oh yeah, the no prize book. Yeah. I'll give. You know what? I'll probably do is in the future. I'll just throw these in with orders for people. Yeah, the no prize book. What's another good Vietnam song? And we will all go down together. I said we'll all go down together. And we were sharp. So sharp is 99999. All right, true story. Let me, I know one more. Oh, I think I tweaked my neck doing my Fogarty. True story. I went to do karaoke. Oh, that's some Hoff right there. That's some David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury. I went to karaoke once at this like cool neighborhood bar, and I like to just do the most non-karaoke songs. And I did Good Night Saigon by Billy Joel. And I started the the song by doing the helicopter sound. Anyway, I see a bad moon rising. I see that trouble on the way. I don't. Is that a Vietnam song or is that just a CCR song? Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries. I don't know what that is. Was that a comic or a song? Wait, hold on. I feel like I just saw that in one of these comics, and now I feel like JLS is making me think too hard. Nightcat. Marvel actually had a recording artist and did a whole album, lost a ton of money. Marvel was really good at losing money in the 80s and the 90s. I'll probably open a couple more packs. I'll do another giveaway after this. All the leaves. Nope. California Dreamin'. Is that? That's not a Vietnam song. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray, and the sky is gray. I went. Nope, not a Vietnam song. Vietnam era, maybe, but not a Vietnam song. It's a score piece. Oh, Wagner's Ride. Oh, I know. Okay, I know what Ride of the Valkyries is. I know. Yes, exactly. Apocalypse Now. We've got pretty much the entire Doors catalog is about Vietnam. Unknown Soldier, 5 to 1, 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive. Yeah. Anything Credence, yeah. That is accurate. Ooh, Hawkeye #1. Oh, there's the Nightcat. Has anybody actually ever read Nightcat? Because I haven't. All right, we got this pack already. It's just the same old packs over and over. It's probably a big waste of money. I'll probably give a bunch of these away at some point, but not tonight. Sorry, I'm not trying to dissect your song choices. I just, oh, there it is. The fucking Punisher #1 with the bazooka to the dude's face. Everybody on this cover image dies. Everybody, even Frank Castle. Machine Man, come together with your wires. Magic #1, Jack of Hearts. This is the worst. Oh, there it is. Speaking of the best, there it is. Darkhawk #1. Somebody's going to win this tonight, but I'm going to sign it. All right. The next prize pack comes with a signed Darkhawk card, signed by me. These all make for good Death Star trench run songs. That's true. Also, the cult following of Darkhawk. I love that. Look, Darkhawk was I loved Darkhawk when I was a kid. I read the shit out of it. Contest of Champions 1, Wolverine Saga #1, Marvel Comics. Where's Joshua now? Trolling the chat with his Wolverine. He could have seen these cards. The Life of Captain Marvel. Hashtag Darkhawk. All right, fine. Let's do it. Hashtag Darkhawk. I'll give it away with an unopened pack. How about that? Darkhawk. Hashtag Darkhawk. Am I the only one who geeks out a little bit when there's a card featuring a book in your collection? No, I think that's why I gravitate towards this card hard too, because it's Darkhawk 1. We all love it. We all have it. So I will give this away with an unopened pack, and I will even sign the unopened pack. I'll write good luck, Dave. All right, so I'll do a drawing for a signed pack and a signed card. I'll get that in a top loader, but top loaders are on the shelf. I'm not going to go up and get it right now. It ain't me. It ain't me. I know what it's all. Actually, saw Fogerty perform with the Foo Fighters at the Sound City concert whenever Sound City came out. It was like I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. It was awesome to hear. It was the Foo Fighters with the backing band, and then they brought out different singers. It was pretty amazing. Stevie Nicks was there. Taylor sang a bunch of songs, and then there was, I can't remember what other singers were there, but the two headliners were Fogerty and Stevie Nicks. That was an epic show. It was like 4.5, 5 hours. Yeah. Yeah, Stones. Whoa, children, it's just a shadow away. It's just a shadow away. That's an anti-war song, I'm assuming. Power Pack #1. Big B Fly #1. Hawkeye, Soul Avengers, Silver Surfer. Yeah, there's the tarantula again. All right. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is, Jenny. All right, we got 10 entries. Come on, let's get a couple more. Hashtag Darkhawk. You get a chance to get a signed Darkhawk card by yours truly and an unopened pack that says good luck, Dave. But there's a period, so it's not wishing me luck. It's wishing you luck from me. From me to you. Do-do. Do-do. No, I don't remember the lyrics of that song, but it's a Beatles song, From Me to You. Beatles even wrote, I mean, like their music got to be very heady and protesty, and you know, Revolution is a great example of that. All right, hashtag Darkhawk. We'll do that giveaway in just a moment. We've got 10 people that have put in the hashtag Darkhawk. That shows you how many people truly love Darkhawk. Show your support for Darkhawk. And is it Mike Manley that did the art for this? Yeah, Mike Manley did the art. We're going to share this screen. Hashtag Darkhawk. All right. Well, it looks like we've lost people. Maybe you'll win for once. Tyler, I hope you win. But I can't predict that you will win. Maddie's not here, so it's not rigged. Remember when Maddie used to come to my shows and then he just stopped because he's busy with a baby? Oh, you guys couldn't see me doing air quotes. Busy with a baby. Yeah, Darkhawk, and that's right. Darkhawk and Venom had a 2-issue, and then they had like 2 more later on in the run. All right, let's give this away in 5, 4, hashtag Darkhawk, 3, hashtag Darkhawk, 2, hashtag Darkhawk, 1. Run it. All right, who's going to win this one? Tyler, I don't even think you entered. Oh, yeah, there you are. And it's going to be Trip Power. Why couldn't you win this morning? Darkhawk. I think, yeah, you definitely misheard. I have seen the baby. I have. Not in person, so I can't say that it's real. But I have seen the baby. Oh, well, Big B, now it's time to sell you a Darkhawk one. The baby is CGI. Congrats, Trip. Trip. Cards. Funny thing is that Trip is probably the only person in this room that has been buying cards. Well, I mean, Sean bought cards for me for a while too. I remember you bought that box to give to your friend, and then another box to give to maybe it was your friend, your brother, your cousin, your sister-in-law. I'm not sure. I didn't make it up. All right, let's open a couple more packs. Then could have been a borrowed baby. Could have been a baby on loan. BOL, a baby on loan. All right, we're going to give it to Tyler. Tyler. All right, from one wrench to another. And the baby's voiced by Vin Diesel. I am baby. I am baby. I am baby. All right, we got Punisher. We got Machine Man. Oh, God, I'm so... Oh, there's the other Darkhawk. Darkhawk. Maybe Trip will get one after all. How about we sign one for Trip anyway? Or do we leave that as a 1 of 1? You know what? I think we leave that as a 1 of 1. I don't sign another Darkhawk. Gotta keep some rarity in the air. All right. I'm getting tired of opening these packs for now. So I think I'll just God, I've opened this pack already. I just want the Spider-Man card, for God's sakes. Draw a wrench on it. Oh, power pack. Silver Surfer. All right. Last pack. And then I'm putting this box away for now. I still have one giveaway to do. This giveaway. See, look. There's Todd on the box. That's Todd Spidey on the box. I got one more giveaway to do. It's going to be a funny one. But, you know. Draw a wrench on it. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Listen. This Darkhawk hype, we're gonna have a conversation about hype and how people. I think Andrew knows where. Oh, Fallen Angels. This might be a new pack. Oh, there it is. There it is. Spider-Man #1. Todd. That's what I wanted. West Coast Avengers. They're not as good as the West Coast Avengers. Long shot. This is a killer pack right here. Long shot. Charles Vest Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man #1. Black Knight #1. I'll put a bird on it right there. Put a bird on it. Punisher POV. I believe that's a Wrightson, yeah. And then, oh God, of course, it's got to be a Strike Force Moratori. Anyway, let's go and check out. There's some, I think there's an Infinity Gauntlet one in here, which I would like to get to. Yeah, it's the 99th card in the set. Let me get the Bikini Lady for you, Tyler. Where is it? Bikini lady, what are you doing in my pack with them titties? Oh, where is she? Tyler, I'll find it. It'll go to you. You can get all the bikini love that you need. I don't know. I got to stop talking because I'm just going to back myself into a corner that I don't want to be in. You know. All right, here we go. Let's see. We've got. They couldn't do it. Of course they. Well, you saw that. Speak of the Todd, and there he is. They put all the good cards in one pack. That is a very super known Fallen Angels run. Come on, Sean. Bird. Bird is the word. Bird. Ooh, mow, mow, baba, ooh, mow, mow, baba, ooh, mow, mow, baba, ooh, mow, mow, baba, ooh, mow. One of the only really good Family Guy repeating jokes is that when Peter goes fucking apeshit and does that all episode. I'd be like this set. I still have some cards left that I got as a kid. I like we buy them when they were at a 90 MU. Yeah, it's a good, I mean, they're fun, but once you've opened even a quarter of the box, you get bored with it. 34 people were in the room, and then I started singing, and well, they left. Anyway. So yes, Darkhawk hype. Now, some of you might be familiar with that dude, Josh's Comics, on Instagram, and he did that thing a couple weeks ago where he was like, oh, it's Josh from or Adam from Josh's Comics, and we're gonna fucking turn this thing around. Like he curses, and like it's supposed to be edgy, but it feels like he's shoehorning it in there, and just let it be natural, dude. But it seems like a swell guy, except I don't like his disposition when he like tries to be anti-FOMO, and then he's like, well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna flood the market with Darkhawk #1 sales, essentially creating FOMO for anybody that doesn't have a Darkhawk one. You know, that's all. I just really thought that was a bad move. Like he was trying to do something funny, and then he was doing what he's like speaking out against. It's kind of weird. Be a fun set to collect the actual books for it. It would break the bank. I don't think this set would break the bank, Sean. Are you going to spend a lot of money on Machine Man #1? Or just kidding. Anyway, I don't know if it worked. I don't think it worked. But yeah, the FOMO book of the week is kind of weird because like he's spotlighting something that he's trying to not put a spotlight on. And that's why I don't completely understand it. Like, I get a little bit the sentiment, but it's like me going on here talking about a book and saying, don't buy it because it's highly inflated. And like, you're hearing me say that, but then you're thinking, well, maybe I should buy it then. Oh, it wouldn't break the bank. Now it makes more sense. But look, to each their own. You're not going to ever see me pump books or tell you not to buy a book that I actually like. I wouldn't try the double psychology type thing, the trick question. Who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God? Well, it's a trick question because Lemmy is God. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So let's look at it one more time. What do you guys think? For those of you that might have missed it, I just hit my head on it. But I got a page from ASM 306, an original Todd McFarlane page. And well, there it is. All in its glory. Todd inking Todd. Some fun little panel layout here with the window pane and then the silhouettes. It's kind of like the best I could get from a no action page. So collect what you love within your means, Tyler, within your means. Because collect what you love means you love Todd, then you want to buy this, but that's not. Except Turok 1. Turok 1, Dave told me to buy 100 Spider Boys. I did, and then I said, what you should do with them is burn them and then film that and make that into a TikTok reel so that people will be like, well, that dude's doing Stan Lee's work. He's burning the bad stuff. Finally got your Dark Hawk newsstand back to CGC in 2 months. Yeah, so Armando, I got an ASM 301 signed at the Todd signing, and it was this 301 Mark Jewelers, and it was supposed to have the custom label. It came back regular yellow label, no indication that it was Mark Jewelers. And then I resent it back for a reholder, and it came back no custom label. Oh no, it came back custom label. No, I'm sorry. First time it came back custom label, no Mark Jewelers. Second time it came back no custom label, no Mark Jewelers. I sent it again and wrote a giant note that I taped to the slab. This is a Mark Jeweler variant. I almost wrote, this is a Mark Jeweler variant, you incompetent fuckholes. But I didn't. I just wrote, this is a Mark Jewelers variant. Thank you. So, good luck in getting yours reholdered. Don't you want to at least lick it? Admit it. What am I licking? What am I licking? I'm not licking anything. You want it on a hot list. Listen, I know a guy that will do a hot list, right? He will do a custom hot list for your YouTube channel, for your Instagram, as long as you have enough followers to warrant it. And he will do the top 10 hot books of that moment. I don't think I need to tell you his name, but it rhymes with Islamic gym. It rhymes with Islamic gym. His name's Comic Tim. Yes, you know how much that would be, Big B? Like, as much as we laugh about Turok 1 and Valiant and all that, I guarantee you the cover for that, the original cover art, would probably be $10,000-$20,000 a piece. Comic Tim doesn't necessarily do cameos, but if persuaded, he might do a top 10 list for your YouTube channel. Comic Tim would really boost your. He might. I mean, he might. He also, like, if you're doing a live sale, sometimes I know he's known to pop up and like try and sell a Miss Terry box or something like that. Speaking of Turok and Comic Tim, is Timmy Boy is, yeah, old Timmy Boy is still at it. He He was on my last episode. He was on not the one that I dropped this Sunday, but the one the week before. He delivered one of his Miss Terry boxes to our buddy Joe's house. So, he's still doing it. Speaking of Turok and things, let's do another giveaway. This is going to be the final giveaway of the night. First, you guys aren't going to be able to see this whole thing, but I am going to give away this David Finch gigantic X Infernus poster. It's an old comic store poster, but it's very large. So that's going to be in there. Comic Tim has been known to do birthday parties for children, which is kind of weird because they're all scared of him. I'm going to also throw in a Bloodshot 1, a Bloodshot 0, and an Exo Manowar 0. So you're going to get the poster and 3 chromium covers. This is actually a gift from Comic Tim. He said that these are extremely hot books. They are going to be worth a lot of money, and there's a chance you could retire with them. Not my words, his. So what we're going to do is we're going to reload the giveaway tool, and I'm going to give away these for Comic Tim, but hashtag Comic Tim. One eye. Comic Tim, hashtag. We'll give all that stuff away from Comic Tim. Yes, I was a world-class card thrower, and I can translate that into throwing comics as well. Well, thank you for the compliment, Tyler. I worked on those skills for years. David Finch is awesome. I love Finch. I love his earlier stuff, but I just like whenever I see a cover of his, his style is very noticeable. All the shiny goodness. Yeah. The most valuable Valiant comics of all time. These are like the creme de la creme. This is the caviar of Valiant. No Ultimate Frisbee book. I don't know where that went. It went away with the wind. The answer to that, my friend, is blowing in the wind. I'm minting money in his giveaway. Yeah, this is like you guys could possibly take a vacation with the sales of these books. Hashtag Comic Tim. The shinier, the richer it'll make you. Exactly. That's Mattis. I know you weren't a child of the 90s, but that was pretty much the slogan of the 90s. The shinier, the richer it'll make you. So hashtag Comic Tim. Of course, we're getting more entries for this than we have anything else tonight. So hashtag Comic Tim. Am I being serious? About what? About what, Tyler? About that I'm a world-class comic card thrower? No, but I can throw cards and comics very far. This is what happens when you're, I don't know, seeing Ascension and losing it. I have all the Todd Spider-Man covers, do not worry. Mattis is like, how old are you, Mattis? 18, 17? Something like that? He's turning 19 on Sunday. Yeah, if the person who wins this would like Comic Tim to autograph one of them, I don't want to ruin them. I don't want him to ruin them, I should say, because I'm not Comic Tim. We already proved that. I can get one of these autographed by Comic Tim. Sure. Card throwing is cool, but holy shit, Mattis. Yeah, Mattis is a youngin. Mattis runs the Discord. Mattis, I let the most technologically young person run the very young social media. But yeah, join if the link for the Discord down below in the link tree doesn't work, it's in like every video I post. So, all right, guys, I've got 12 entries. Come on, let's get this to 15. There's 29 people in the room. There's not going to be any charge on your end. Hashtag Comic Tim. Yeah, Joe Quesada was doing some of that. I mean, like, look, you're talking about Quesada, and Barry Windsor Smith, two of the foremost artists of their era. Not to say, I mean, like, I don't think I've ever flipped through. I don't think I've ever read Exo Zero, but It's all Quesada Palmiotti art, I believe. Yeah, yeah. So beautiful book. It's just whatever story wise. All right. Hashtag Comic Tim. Don't worry, this doesn't put you on some weird Miss Terry mailing list. This is just gonna get you some free stuff. We'll do that drawing shortly and then probably close out the show. But quesadilla shininess, exactly. It's tasty and shiny. Comic collecting is a blast. It's a trip. Quesadillas. But yeah, Wednesday I'll be live on Grails doing West Coast Wednesday on Instagram. So I'm not selling on YouTube this week. And then I think next weekend I'm going to drop a flea market video. And that'll be fun. That'll bring some new viewers into the channel. The flea market videos do really well. Also, I want to just let everybody know I'm nearing 1,800 followers or subscribers. I hope to hit 2,000 by July, but I want to give everybody kind of a fair warning because you guys, everybody in here are usually people that are, by the way, somebody throw down the hashtag Comic Tim. Let's get some more entries. The people in here right now are usually the people who come to, you guys have been around for a while. So I just want to give you fair warning. The 2,000 subscriber party is going to most likely be a Sundave sit-down type event. And I'm going to take a cue from my buddy Justin, Spidey Hits, and it's going to be an all giveaway show. I'll have guests on. I'm sure Manu will be there. Justin will be there. It'll be a fun night. But just kind of like giving you warning now, whenever I announce that I hit 2,000 subscribers, and once I'll get closer, I'll do a big giveaway to celebrate that. But the show that I have for the 2,000 subscriber is going to be insane. And anybody that wants to give something away, you just hit me up. You can come on and, we'll do that. But it's going to be a party. Think about it that way. It'll be an all-night event. All right. Hashtag Comic Tim. I'm going to do this giveaway. We've got 13 entries. 2K is a big milestone, JLS. Yeah, I mean, shit, this YouTube channel is not even 2 years old yet. And so for me, I don't make content for the masses. I don't make content that is going to get the clicks because it's like, oh, it's like some stupid clickbait thing that, like these comics you shouldn't buy. I don't care about that crap. Yes, he's giving away that Todd page and I'll be smoking crack while I do it. But yes, hashtag Comic Tim. Let's do this thing. Let's do this giveaway. And I'm sure Comic Tim will want to take part in the 2,000 subscriber show because he doesn't ever, leave me alone. I've been able to keep him away for a little while, but all right, last chance, hashtag Comic Tim for these 90s goodness, the David Finch poster. And yeah. And then if you want Comic Tim to autograph one of these comics, I'll make sure. Yeah, like on Whatnot. People used to just watch me yell at all the things, and it worked. I'm gonna try and make my way back to Whatnot one of these days, but I just don't have the time. I just don't. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, hashtag Comic Tim 1. Drawing now. All right, who's gonna win it? And then if you've never bought something from me, just message me on Instagram and give me your address. And it was Jerome Hernandez. Jerome Hernandez. Thank you, my friend. One of the a multiple, whatchamacallit. He's a multiple time winner. Thank you, Jerome. Let me just write down that this stuff's going to you. So that I can ship it out tomorrow. Comic Tim package, Jerome Hernandez. Yeah, JLS was close. Jerome did win the lottery. Comic Famine. Hey, Comic Famine. That's what he calls everybody, right? Jerome, do you want me to have Comic Tim sign one of your comics? Just let me know. Just let me know. Jerome is ready. Yeah, he is ready to retire early now. He's a multi possible millionaire after winning those. It's possible. You never know. You never know. Uh let's just get rid of that. All right. Where am I? Here I am. Yes, Jerome, if you do want something signed, specify it's a full sig, none of this comic T silliness. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. He could take a month off work. Shit, he could walk into his office tomorrow, his job, and say, you know what? Even though I own this company, I quit and just fuck off. And that's it. Anywho, let's talk about this again. So next week, Sundave Sitdown is book club, and that is going to be Infinity Gauntlet. All right. Full sig. Do you have a specified book you want me to have him signed? XO 0, XO Bloodshot 0, Bloodshot 1. You just let me know. Oh, well, thank you. I mean, look, your dog farted because dogs do that. I love that shit. I love it. So next Sunday, gonna be doing Infinity Gauntlet. All right, I'll give a choice to Comic Tim, Jerome, because I'm not Comic Tim. And so we're doing a book club on this. Required reading is this book. Not required, but recommended is Thanos Quest 1 and 2. And then some of the Surfer books you could read, like the Resurrection of Thanos and all that, and that stuff will give some more background. But we're mainly going to be talking about the main story. We're going to be talking a lot about just Thanos in general, and then we'll talk a little bit about the MCU and some of the similarities, the very few similarities in that. Breaking news: Netflix just did you see that movie? Because that movie was terrible. That was hilariously bad. The Vin Diesel movie. And I remember Alex Pardee, our friend Alex Pardee, he pointed out that like you could tell that basically Vin Diesel shot about 20 minutes of footage and they just kept reusing the same thing over and over. Just switched the clothes out. How many number I's and M's does the full sig consist of? You know, it changes. I've seen him sign 1 I, 1 M, and I've seen him sign 47 I's and 2 M's. So he heard Comic Tim and farted in fear. I hope you guys did get to watch this weekend's video and the one last weekend. They're performing really well. But that it was just one of those things that, like, while I'm editing it, I'm trying to make sure that it's at least concise, but has a lot of meat in there. And I hope you guys really enjoy those types of videos where I dig through a collection and then talk about the books. I continue to try and create content that I would enjoy watching if it wasn't mine. And I try to create stuff that like gives people a little more detail on comics and stuff like that. And, just I'd be interested, I do want to ask this. There's 29 of you in the room. It would really mean a lot to me if you could throw down some answers. If you had found me originally, my show, and you watched me originally from YouTube, can you tell me what video it was that you watched first that got you to the channel? I never really asked this because I never thought to ask this, but it's just because I know a lot of you found me from Instagram, a lot of you found me from whatnot and stuff like that. But if you found my YouTube channel before any other arm of the Davengers, I have multiple arms. Here's 2 of them. Let me know what video you saw first, or if you joined my YouTube channel because you found me on Instagram, like what video drew you to the channel that kept you watching. And I'm not going to assume that everybody here has watched every video. That would be naive of me, but I'm just interested. Take a little bit of a user poll live here on YouTube. And I'm not going to judge. I'm not here to judge. I judge everybody silently in here. Kev, I thought people would appreciate that. I mean, it's hard to explain it to people. It's even harder to show it to people, but with the camera, I was able to do that. Collection videos and the hunting videos are your favorite. Well, that I'm glad, because those are obviously I'm always trying to do that. Not every collection or hunt is something that I'm able to film. Thank you, Trip. First Juggernaut sold out. Yeah, the whatever that was, like 2 days or 3 days after that sale. That sorry, after that. Jar Jar's middle name is Tim. Misa Kamek Timsa. Jar Jar Tim. Jar Jar Tim Banks. It's some great books about shows. Yeah, the Wizard comics there's a lot of that stuff in there. Swap meet in the old drive-in one. Oh yeah, the one at Concord. I found you talking in other shows chats and followed on IG and got here. Yeah, Kev, I figured you were it was from Spidey. Early video of me showing off my Todd books. No shit, Andrew. Yeah, well, hey, we've talked about it, but I've got something in the works that's gonna like be a more micro dive into the Todd stuff. I filmed one episode so far, but I have more to film. The hunting in SF. Okay. Watch your first flea market video on the channel, which screamed with the yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, the flea market videos seem to have drawn in a lot of people because it's like you get the comic book part of it and the flea market, and it's like we all, it's one thing that kind of no matter where you live in this country, and Mattis, or anybody that lives out of the country, I don't know if flea markets are a big thing outside of America or North America, I should say. But flea markets, we all, if we're old enough to know that they were everywhere, they were part of history of America. And they started to dry up in the late 90s. And then in the 2000s, once the internet became a thing and eBay became a thing, flea markets start to dry up. But then they come back, and they're in a lot of different areas of the country. So I think they speak to all of us in some way or another. Yeah, the collection vids are, like I said, they're some of my favorites. The one where the guy tried to take the comic. Oh, well, that was the garage sale one. The garage sale, the most epic garage sale ever. You heard about me via Keys and Grails, and it was oddball stuff in the first sale. Yeah, and then then we became best friends forever, ever and ever. The Weasel episode is that one was a lot of fun to go through, because when we shot the walkthrough of the books that we got, I had not looked at the footage yet. And all of the things that I said in with me and Joe sitting at the table, you kind of try and recount things that happened in a moment, even if it was very recent. And everything I said about that dude, I had it on video. And so it was like backed up everything that I said. It was so much fun to edit that. Well, there's going to be a lot of that. Summertime, the thing is like summertime, I do a lot of hunting and in the wild for books. So I'm going to try and always have that content in the summer. I just need to film a lot more than I put out so that I can keep putting that stuff out in the fall and the winter. Jim's collection of Grails. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'll be seeing Jim in a couple weeks, so probably do another episode with him. Educational video be good for like the Comics 101, because the new guys need you. Kev, I do strive to shoot more videos like that, but the problem is, and I'll be very honest, there are days where I like think, okay, I want to shoot this video on like how I buy comics and stuff, but I buy comics in such a specific way. It's like I don't always have the fire to do those videos, but when I do, I record them, like the Comics 101, the history. But I appreciate you saying that, so it gives me a little more drive to do something like that. I just went through my watch history. The first non-claim sale video I watched was the original TMNT art. Awesome, Tyler. And I'm gonna do one about the Todd art, because there's only a handful of you, like 20, 30 of you that were in here tonight that saw me reveal that. But I am going to shoot a video about that Todd page. Dave Enger's gone wild. You won't believe. You guys don't need to see that. Did the Weasel even talk to you? So, Lamar, there's like a whole hour of conversation. I never filmed it because the garage sale hadn't started, but it was me and it's funny. The guy's house that we were at, Steve, who I now own, I bought his whole collection afterwards. we were standing at the bottom of Steve's driveway waiting for him to set up. We got there early, and we were talking with him, and he was like very skittish, pretty much a weasel. He was like, "Oh, I work in the gaming industry," because a lot of people in Seattle are like they work for the programmers, video game programmers. And he's like, "I can't tell you what game I work on or what company I work for." I think we guessed that he worked for Microsoft, and he said yes. And he was just like, I swear to you, he was like, "Oh, you guys aren't going to like push and shove and stuff." Like, I was at a garage sale recently and there were people pushing. I'm like, dude, I'm here to buy comics. I have no desire to do anything else than look at comics. So no, I'm not going to push you. And then we all talked, and I was like, I'm not even going to run. Like, we'll just walk up, we'll look at the boxes. There should be enough of us for us to look at. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to run. I'll be civil." And as soon as that dude, Steve, said, "Okay, you guys could start looking," fucking weasel ran. And that's when I knew he was a fucking weasel. But then afterwards, he just left. He left after he weaseled away with his books, after he wouldn't show us what he got. Your first interaction with me was, "Oh, yeah, when you bought the Fighting Marines 5 and Fortunate that night." And well, I appreciate it, Tyler. Little did I know you would become an integral part of my live show. So I appreciate you for that. And just a good dude overall. And a Toddophile. First video you saw was the Sundave Sitdown Massive Grail acquired. Well, JLS, thank you. Thank you for making this your first video. So what happened was, I'm standing at the box, and I didn't have this on video because it was just kind of like, it was loud and it didn't really get the point across. But I'm standing at one box flipping through it, and he's to my right at the other long box. And so he gets to the back of the, hold on one sec. Let me just fix this. He gets to the end of the box, and he finished, and he starts kind of, like when you look through a long box and then you push the stuff back to let the first book show. And I said, "You're done with that box, right?" And he said, "Yeah." And I moved over and I start flipping through it, and I see that Hulk book, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And as I'm lifting it up, that's when his hand comes in and grabs it. He missed it the first fucking time, and he wasn't getting it the second time. And that's why I just held on to it. I'm like, "No, I'm taking," like I was, I had to center myself and not get like angry because he was like 70 pounds soaking wet. I would have made him sad and hurt. Love the outtakes that you show at the end of each video. So Jerome, I appreciate that. And I had to not yell, but I had to sternly tell one of my friends, he was startled by the fart sound at the end of the video. And I'm like, "Dude, it's at the end of every video." He's like, "Oh, I usually click off." And so I screen recorded the outtakes on whatever video it was. I was like, "This is what you're missing." So if you don't know, I take a lot of cues from 90s comedy, stuff, SNL, like The State, all those types of shows. So the cold open and the outtakes is just like my ode to the comedy I grew up in. So Jerome, I really appreciate you always watching that stuff. If it's Seattle, it's probably Gaming Coffee Company. I don't know that. What are they in Belt? Are they a corporation or are they a company in Belltown? Because then I might know it. JLS, do we know each other? You're not the weasel. Early Sundave with Manu and that Spawn art book was, that was a lot of fun. And then we did the first episode was the Todd Spider-Man artist edition. Was it Pauly Shore? We thought. I can't do it. My throat's dry. I get that joke. That was such a Captain America joke. That was such a Captain America reference, Lamar. Toddophile. It does seem like something he would do. Weasel the Jew. It is. I can't. Followed you over from Whatnot Rant last year. Dig the humor perspectives, but sorry, Dave. Best channel video isn't yours. It's when Comic Tim was the Marvel tour. Look, Austin, I'm not gonna lie. That is the best episode on this channel. No bullshit. No bullshit. Trust me, if I could make that video as viral as I wanted to make that video, I'm Doug and your dad, and I'm out of here. I want to dip my balls in it. So, you know what I'm very surprised at? That Comic Tim video didn't get me any messages from Tom. I don't know if he ever saw it. I would imagine at some point somebody, maybe it's just like literally like the people who watch my content and like the content like mine don't watch his. So why would they ever? But I will say this: if anybody ever wants to bring that video to his attention, tag him in it. I don't give a shit. Please. To be honest with you, a pinnacle of my career in this would be to be invited on that show as Comic Tim. If he gets the joke and he wants me on that show, even though it's not me, we proved it, I would do it. Because if somebody gets my jokes and is in on the jokes, then that's what humor's all about. So I'm Doug and I'm your dad and I'm Eddie. Hey, but it's not you. No, you wouldn't show your face around here, because if I ever see him again, I'm going to put him right back on the channel. But this time I'm going to call him the Weasel to his face. What was his name? I say it in the video. I can't remember what his name was. Brad. Such a Brad. It dawned on me that one day I could watch people talk about comics on YouTube. I watched A Time of Creators, found Dave, and I knew right away the way you do comics, talk comics is what I want. Well, look, Ryan, I appreciate that. And like, that's really what I'm here for. The selling thing obviously is part of it, but you know, I watch Kayfabe, and Kayfabe's my favorite comic channel, and I got to interview Jim Rugg, and this like cool, this huge moment for me. But I want to make, you know, my sense of humor is how I get by in life, but I want to make comic content that really talks about comics. It's not just about what's on the cover. It's not just about what's on the inside. It's not just about the people who made it or the way we collect it or the way I buy it. It's about all of it. It's all of it. It's not just the one thing, but it's never going to be about hyping up comics because there's some fucking character in a movie that is coming. It's about hyping up the comics because we love the comics, because we're reading the comics, because Jim Starlin is a great creator, and George Perez, rest in peace, was an amazing artist, and Ron Lim is somebody for us 90s kids who shaped the way we looked at the comic universe, literally and physically, how we looked at it. And it's about, you know, the fun of opening packs. I love opening packs. I'm never going to grade these cards, but I just love doing this shit. I always have. And it just took me a long fucking time to be at a place in my life where I was able to stop everything that I was doing and do this full time, full stop, you know, just put all of my energy into it. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate every single person that's in here now and that's watched this video, that will watch this video, that's liked the video, because it truly is like, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm getting to do. I love the state. Absolutely love the state. Is this where the cheap comics are sold? Yes. Would you like to buy a Bloodshot #1, Jess? I have 10 of them. $37 a piece. I have another AOK coming your way. Let's just say The Cure and Pearl Jam. Ooh, hell yeah. I should be seeing The Cure next week on not next week, the week after. One day I went down to the kayfabe rabbit hole and watched all their Todd episodes, and they're highly critical. You know what? They are highly critical of him. They are cartoonists, but they both talk about how much they love Todd, but they're highly critical of him. That's the thing about kayfabe, is that they're able to be critical about people, but they don't really make it like you shouldn't, you know, like this guy's shit. They're just critical, and critical people, for better or for worse, usually intelligent criticism, which is fine because it also creates discussion. And so they're highly critical of Rob Liefeld. They've had him on the show 3 times. So it's like, they respect him, they love him, but they're critical of him. Kayfabe was me too. It was the first comic channel I watched. Well, I appreciate you too, Jerome. Hey, got to be responsible for some things. I love you too. Bloodshot's coming to the MCU. They're doing a crossover. It's called Valiant CU. I don't know, Jess. I don't know. The Grail Dave mentioned for this episode was clearly the Exo Manowar. Oh, God. I could get something that will actually be the coolest fucking thing you've ever seen of Exo Manowar. Lamar, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. You asked for this. There's a way to be critical and still be respectful. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree with that. Because being critical of something in an intelligent, respectful way just means that you've actually thought about what you're taking in, whether it's a movie, it's music, it's anything. It means that you've processed the information, you've processed what you've seen, and you've found a great way to talk about why you don't like it or why you don't think it's good. Went to the Cure here in Dallas a few weeks ago. Austin, did you happen to see the opening band Twilight Sad? And if you did, what'd you think? They are good friends of mine. And that's why I will be at that show next on Thursday the 1st. All right. Comic Tim, I did grab it. Comic Tim tour of CGC seems doable. I'm sure the oversight there would miss. Oh my God. Maybe we have something in mind, Andrew. By the way, Andrew and the rest of you, there was a post. Okay, so I'm usually or sometimes a guest on Spidey Hits show, Justin, with Manu. So it's Spidey and it's Justin and Manu on Tuesdays on YouTube on the Spidey Hits channel. Last week, after we finished the show, I was on the phone with Manu, and Manu's like, listen, let's go live on Instagram. He's never gone live on Instagram before. Excuse me. Long story short, me and Manu are going to be starting an audio podcast. Hasn't been recorded yet. Manu just needs to get a couple of things on the technology side on his side. Once he does, we're going to be recording it. And so that doesn't completely have a name yet, but there is a name. I don't want to say it yet until it's official because I don't like talking about stuff like that until I know it's, smackdown solid. But Andrew is probably going to be a behind the scenes part of it. All right. The reason why is because Manu has been trying to launch some YouTube stuff, and I thought it would be a good idea to, let him do that on his own time. But me and him want to do something, and I already do enough video. I want this to exist on an audio platform only because I don't want to edit any more video. I'm cool with editing the podcast as a, audio component, but I just want it to be its own separate thing. That's really the reason. It's my choice to not do video. I think he's happier not doing video too, because there's another element to worry about: lighting, setup, the way it looks. Always, like if we're doing an audio podcast, it's just us talking to microphones and having a conversation as if we were on the phone. And we have a lot of phone time every week. We talk on the phone a lot. So it's kind of like the idea of our phone conversations, but you're getting to listen to. So it is going to be a riot. All right, let's show off this crazy, absolutely who the fuck knew it existed Valiant Grail. Sure, you're thinking, what does this have to do with Valiant? Well, oh, this is the wrong one. Hold on. I got to get it. Ah, there it is. Okay. Dave, Manu, and occasionally Comic Tim podcast. I think Manu would kill me if he showed up. All right. Will you take my Will you take me to be your lawfully wedded Exo Manowar? This is an actual Exo Manowar ring. Like, why does this exist? Look. Why does this exist? How does this exist? And how did nobody ever talk about there's an Exo Manowar ring? Why? Somebody explain this to me. And no, I'm not selling this. I'm not giving this away either. I'm never going to find another one of these again. I am going to propose that you guys all be my lawfully wedded Exo Manowar. But that's not all. That's not all. No. Hold on. Will you forever be my motherfucking Ninjak? Yes. I have a Ninjak ring and an Exo Manowar ring. Look. If you can't see that, hold on. There it is. It's a fucking Ninjak ring. Am I now the king of the Valiant? Ninjak and Exo Manowar? Should I wear these every claim sale? And then sell only Valiant books? I don't know. I don't know why these two things exist, but I have both of them now. Ninjak and Exo Manowar. All right, hold on. Before we I'm going to get to some of these comments. On your old podcast, you would rip the audio and file from YouTube and upload that to iTunes. Yeah, JLS, we're going to be recording on StreamYard. And then I have Audacity, which is the podcast editing. I already did some tests on editing like a 2-minute audio file that I recorded on StreamYard, and everything sounds great. So I just got to wait for Manu to get a good microphone and all that. And then we're going to start recording. The gist of it is going to be a lot of what we talk about whenever we're together live. But I think we're going to go a little bit deeper and just kind of like, there'll be some stuff that we're talking about, certain things that we don't like about comics and cards and that, collectible space. And then we'll talk about a lot of positive stuff. It's not going to be a very negative podcast or anything, but our conversations do times skew to criticism, as we were talking about. I did propose, and you're all coming to the wedding, and we're all going to be Exo Manowars together and Ninjaks. So you get to choose. You could be my Ninjak or my Exo Manowar. Yeah, these things are insane. Your answer is yes. All right, Tyler, it's done. There is that right. The O-ring is for the wife. Exactly. Exactly. I'm still questioning what these actually are, Captain Crockpot, but they are official. They are official Valiant jewelry pieces. For those of you who don't know, the suit comes out of the ring. Exactly. So there's a store I used to, well, there goes that. There's a store I used to help out, and these were sitting in a box, and I asked if I could buy them, and I paid $5 for them each. $5 well spent. There has to be an O-ring. There has to be. I didn't research it, but I got to imagine. I'm either going to be Tom Brady or I'm going to be Hal Jordan when he goes crazy and takes all the lantern power for himself. I know people bash him, but I think Dinesh's brilliant marketing, even before he was a bad idea, did. Yeah, he did. He brought back Valiant for the 3rd time. I mean, look, Dinesh has one thing that I want, man. He's got that ASM 300 cover. Dude, Lamar, trust me, I thought about it and I looked. And as far as I could tell, that these are the only 2 jewelry pieces they ever did. If there was a Harbinger necklace, I'd get it. If there was a Turok ring, I'd get it. But doesn't seem to exist. Anyway, that ring's on the floor back there. And I thought these, I'm going to shoot some type of skit with these at some point on the channel, but has not been shot yet. So yeah, this was a fun one, y'all. I really had a lot of fun with this, and I appreciate everybody that shared the joy with me, and I'm stoked for Trip for that for having that Infinity War page now. And I can't believe I have a Todd page now, and we're going to be doing Infinity Gauntlet next week. Man, what a crazy week this was. Just 2 days and 36 hours. I mean, it wasn't even the week, it was 2 days. I got all this stuff, and I went to these stores, and Dooms and Crockpot and Tyler and Jerome going to be sending your stuff out tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to be on Grail's network, so they're on Instagram, Grails with a Z. I'll be doing a live sale with them on Wednesday for Wednesday. It'll be around, I think I'm going to do a 6:30 start, 6:30 p.m. West Pacific, and then drop a new video on Sunday. I'm going to drop also probably in the middle of the week. I cut the Benitez interview out from the Avenger Con, and I cut out the couple of technical difficulties we had and made it into one thing. So I'll be dropping that this week if you wanted to watch that. If you missed it, he does a live sketch of Lady Mechanica on there. We gave it away in the raffle. And then going forward, I'm going to be off not next week, but the following week from Wednesday, and then Sunday will keep happening. Going to be traveling a bit this summer, but you know what that's going to yield? Comic hunting from the road, from a different country. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Still working on trying to get other guests on the channel from, I've reached out to a couple of comic book artists that I would really love to chat with. So we'll see how that goes. But if you haven't watched this morning's video, do that now. Yes, I am going to the UK, Tyler. And please hit the like button down below if you haven't. I appreciate you all. And I'll, see you soon. I'll bring you out how I brought you in with the sweet sounds done messed up. But thank you everybody for joining tonight. I had a great night. I hope you guys had a great night. This was a lot of fun to share what I got to share, both physically and emotionally. Don't forget to say a silent prayer to the Gungan Master. Oh, Misa gonna see you in your dreams. Oh, Annie. Everything past Las Vegas is in a different country. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you sooner.
Are you ready?
Sunday sit down.
Yeah, it's time for Sunday.